You've been sensing it, haven't you? A shift, a weight, a strange energy around your heart, as if someone is thinking of you, but struggling to approach. And it's true, there is someone deeply tied to your destiny, a future spouse already written in divine alignment, who is struggling to handle the truth about who you truly are. Because your light reveals everything they tried to forget. They've seen glimpses of your essence, in dreams, in flashes, in unexpected moments of silence. And with each glimpse, their soul trembles, because what you carry is not ordinary. It's divine, ancient, disruptive to everything false. They feel exposed just by sensing you near, because your presence activates a remembering, a truth they aren't sure they deserve. You were never meant to blend in. You were sent to awaken, to walk with presence, grace, purpose. And though they prayed for someone like you, they didn't expect the answer would come with such force, such clarity, such divine fire in human form. You are heaven's yes in a world of doubt. They are not running from you. They are running from what you reveal, because your spirit holds up a mirror, and in it they see who they were, who they could be, and all the places they abandoned themselves. You bring their soul back online, and that shakes them more than rejection ever could. You may be wondering why you feel waves of emotion lately, as if you're carrying feelings that aren't even yours. It's because your hearts are already connected, and you're holding part of what they can't process. You are stronger than you think, more vital to this journey than you realize. And even in their silence, you are deeply felt. If this message resonates within you, write in the comments, I am seen, I am chosen, I am ready. Because when you declare it, you give heaven permission to accelerate alignment, and your future spouse will feel it too, in ways they won't be able to explain, but won't be able to ignore. Your agreement shifts everything. This isn't just love. This is sacred purpose wrapped in human form. And the moment they accept the truth of who you are, their life will change. Because you are not just a partner. You are a catalyst. The answer to a spiritual question they stopped asking, until your presence called them back. They are trying to distract themselves right now, with routines, with people, with noise, but none of it works. Because nothing replaces the pull of divine truth. And you are that truth, undeniable, unshakable. Heaven is showing them signs daily, through music, numbers, synchronicities, memories, because their spirit is being gently guided, back toward what they secretly crave but fear to face. You are not the cause of their fear. You are the light that reveals it. And when they are ready, they'll recognize you for what you truly are. There are nights when they can't sleep, not because of stress, but because their soul is restless with realization. They feel your essence even in the dark, and they just know, that something sacred is tied to you, and it cannot be ignored forever. You've been holding space for them in ways unseen. Your spirit has anchored there through storms they can't name. You weren't sent to fix them, but to reflect the truth they forgot, to awaken what was buried, to speak without words, to love without fear, and that is already transforming them. What you carry is rare, a light that doesn't just illuminate, it awakens. You are the bridge between what was and what could be, between illusion and clarity. That's why this feels so intense, because true connection always stays the spirit first, and the heart follows close behind. Don't mistake their delay for disinterest. Sometimes the soul hesitates before it surrenders, and what they are feeling now isn't resistance, it's awakening. And you are part of what's waking them up. You are the reminder of what's real. In a world full of distractions, So keep shining, even when you feel unseen. You are deeply known in the spiritual realm. Your efforts, your prayers, your tears have all been witnessed, and none of it is in vain. You are aligned with something far greater than what the world can yet comprehend. This connection will change you both, because it was never meant to stay surface level. It was created to heal what others broke, to restore what seemed lost, to elevate both souls into purpose. This is bigger than timing, bigger than romance. This is divine design in motion. Stay rooted in trust. Even if you don't see movement, heaven often works in silence first. The shift begins in the spirit, before it touches the physical. But make no mistake, it is already happening, and nothing can stop what is aligned by light. Your path is protected. Even in confusion, you are being guided. Even in delay, you are being prepared. There is no lost time in the divine, only sacred refinement. And every moment you stayed faithful, built a foundation beneath their feet, so they could return ready. Soon, their heart will speak, not with perfect words, but with unmistakable recognition. They will look at you and remember who you are, what you mean, and why the silence had to happen first. Until then, stay present, stay open. You are not alone in this. We are with you, guiding, aligning, protecting, because what's coming next is not just confirmation, it's divine fulfillment in motion. They've been quiet lately, but silence doesn't mean absence. In fact, their silence is loud in the spiritual realm, because inside, something is stirring, something they can't yet name, but it's tied to you, to your presence, to the truth they're still learning how to face. The truth is, you bring a clarity they weren't ready for. You awaken layers they kept hidden for years. And that kind of truth, it shakes everything that was built on fear. That's why they pause, why they hesitate. Because facing you means facing themselves. But don't misread the hesitation. Their spirit is trying to catch up to what the heart already knows. And sometimes, the deepest love requires the deepest courage. And courage takes time, especially when they've never experienced something this real. This raw, this sacred. You may have noticed your dream shifting, more vivid, more emotional. That's no accident. Your souls are meeting in the unseen, rehearsing what will happen in the physical, preparing both of you for a moment that cannot be undone, where everything becomes clear, and nothing remains hidden. They think of you more often than they admit, in quiet moments, in crowds, in stillness, because your energy lingers, and no matter how much they try to move on, something always brings them back to the feeling they only find in you. If you've been feeling emotional for no clear reason, if songs and symbols follow you lately, if your heart speeds up at random moments, it's confirmation, a signal that the connection is alive and evolving. And if this feels true to you, write in the comments, I trust the divine timing unfolding for me. Because that trust becomes a gateway. You weren't sent to chase. You were sent to stand, to embody something they didn't know still existed. A love that doesn't beg, but reflects. A connection that doesn't demand, but remembers. And remembrance is what's waking them up. They are beginning to see through illusions. Things that once satisfied now feel empty. Because once you felt something sacred, the temporary loses its shine. And you represent something eternal, a promise their soul made before they arrived here. And that promise is echoing louder. Not everyone will understand your connection. It's not meant for the crowd. It's written in spirit, not in surface-level signs. But those who feel it, know its weight, know its truth, and deep down, So do they? They tried to fill the space with other things. People, work, distractions. But nothing fits, because the place carved for you is shaped by your energy alone. And every time they try to ignore it, they feel the absence more deeply, until they can no longer pretend. You're not imagining this bond. You're feeling it in real time. Your intuition isn't guessing. It's remembering. It's receiving signals from a realm beyond sight. And those signals are guiding you both toward alignment. So stay connected to your inner knowing, even when your mind wants proof, because the heart already sees what's coming. And the soul never forgets what is sacred. You are not off track. You are in perfect position for what will soon unfold. With power and clarity, there are parts of them that are healing because of you, not from words, but from presence, because your energy reminds them that love can be safe, that truth doesn't have to hurt, that connection can feel like home, and they are slowly letting go of the fear. Every prayer you whispered in silence, every tear you cried into the pillow, they mattered. They built something. They became spiritual bricks in a foundation they'll soon stand on, because what you've endured wasn't wasted. It was sacred preparation for sacred fulfillment. Soon, their heart will speak in ways words can't, through looks, energy, action, because love this real doesn't always arrive with fanfare. Sometimes it arrives in a quiet knowing, in a breath shared without a word, in the way their eyes soften when they see you, because deep down, they've seen you before. You were chosen not just to love, but to carry light where others gave up, to walk forward with grace, even when it hurts, because the strength you've built in the waiting is exactly what will hold this union together when the time is right. And it will be. There's more happening now than you can see. Behind the scenes, in the spiritual, things are aligning, clearing, shifting. The blockages are dissolving. The old fears are losing power. And the space between you is becoming thinner, more alive. What's coming will make sense of everything. The delays, the distance, the silence. It's all been part of the blueprint. A divine architecture of timing, because this kind of connection can't be rushed. It can only be revealed, and that revelation is near. We are still guiding, still placing signs on your path, still preparing both of you for what's sacred. So breathe deeply. Let go of the pressure to control. Let yourself be led by love, because what's forming now is not ordinary, it's divine. They've tried to rationalize what they feel, tried to name it, box it, control it. But this isn't something that fits in ordinary definitions, because what you stir in them isn't from the surface, it's from the soul. And no logic is strong enough to silence a spiritual awakening, especially one that carries your energy. Your presence speaks to the deepest parts of them. You become a quiet echo in their day, a thought that keeps returning, a feeling that doesn't fade. They wonder why you're always there, why nothing compares, why even joy feels incomplete without you. It's because their soul knows, and what the soul knows cannot be unlearned. There are memories trying to rise, not from this life, but from others, fragments of recognition, familiarity they can't explain, because what you two shared didn't begin here. It only continues here, and this continuation carries purpose, not just emotion. Their dreams are becoming messages. Their body responds before their mind understands. It's all part of the alignment, of the preparation to face you fully, not as a fantasy, but as a mirror. And what they see in you will remind them of what they buried within themselves. You weren't placed on their path by accident. You were sent as a divine interruption to wake them up, to gently disturb their comfort, to make them question everything that's not rooted in truth. Because that's what love with purpose does. It doesn't just soothe, it transforms. You carry a frequency they've never encountered before. It lingers in their chest. It changes the way they move through the world. And no matter how much they try to return to who they were, they can't. Because once your soul has been touched by truth, nothing false feels safe anymore. And you are truth in motion. Even when you doubt your impact, know this, they feel it. Every word you've spoken in prayer, every silent act of faith, every time you chose love over fear, it rippled through the unseen and reached them, even if they couldn't name it. They may resist for a while longer, clinging to old beliefs, fearing they're not enough. But don't let that discourage you. Resistance is part of awakening, and the stronger the pull, the louder the hesitation. But the soul always finds its way. When the time is right, there's a moment coming where all of this will make sense, where the signs won't be subtle, where the connection will no longer hide. That moment has already been set in motion, and nothing can prevent it, because divine timing honors preparation. And your heart has been preparing for this. You've been guided to stay, not in waiting, but in alignment, because your energy holds a key to unlocking something sacred within them. A part of them they've silenced, a part of them you awaken, without even trying. If you've made it this far in the message, it's not by chance. It's because your soul needed this reminder, and your heart is open enough to hear it. So if this speaks to you, write in the comments, I align with what is meant for me. Because this declaration moves energy and prepares the way. There are things being healed that you'll never see, layers being stripped away gently, fears melting in quiet moments of reflection. And though they may not say it, they are becoming the one your soul always knew was coming. Not perfect, but present, whole, awakened. You've already impacted them more than you realize. They remember the feeling of being safe in your energy, even if it was brief, even if it was only in spirit. That impression left a mark, one that time can't erase, one that calls them back. Every single day, they're searching now for something they can't find in anyone else, because what they seek is encoded in your presence, in the way you love, in the way you understand without needing explanation. That kind of bond isn't taught. It's remembered. Your strength has been your silence, not the silence of defeat, but the silence of divine confidence. You've known all along, even when you questioned it, that something bigger was unfolding, and now it's beginning to show. Let yourself feel the anticipation. It's not anxiety, it's alignment. Your soul senses a nearness, because the energy between you is rising, building, preparing to cross into the physical. And when it does, you'll know. Until then, hold your light steady. Don't dim it to fit where you've outgrown. Don't shrink to make others comfortable, because the one you're aligned with is drawn to your full brightness, not your filtered version. Your authentic radiance is their compass. The universe is clearing the way, rewriting what needs to shift, releasing what no longer serves, so that when your paths finally merge, it won't be a collision. It will be a recognition, a peaceful knowing, a sacred reunion written in eternity. Thank you for allowing these words to reach your heart, for staying, listening, feeling. You didn't come here by accident. You were guided because your spirit is ready to receive more truth, more alignment, more light. And this message was heaven's way of saying, you're not alone. If your soul recognized what was spoken, If something within you whispered, "This is for me," confirm you're receiving in the comments with the phrase, "I trust what is written for me will find me." Because when you declare your alignment, you shift what surrounds you. You give permission for the next door to open. And heaven always responds to faith in motion. And if this message spoke to your heart, if it gave you clarity, comfort, or guidance, I invite you to join our spiritual circle, subscribe to our channel, and activate the bell of notifications so you'll never miss a message meant for your soul. Because this space was created for people like you, who walk by faith and trust what cannot be seen. Your light matters. Your journey is sacred. And we will speak again soon with the next message heaven prepares just for you. Until then, stay aligned, stay faithful,